Hey there, we are live from Midtown Comics Times Square. I am Henry, I am here with V.
Hello!
And we have another very cool unboxing for you guys this week. We have the brand new Justice League Figuarts Batman action figure. Some really cool stuff here. I'm really excited because, of course, it's Ben Affleck as Batman, and I really dig Ben Affleck as Batman.
Man, this is one of the best, like, 6-inch figure lines out there,
Oh, yeah.
period. Like, SH Figuarts is incredible, man. Like, everything that they do, the detail that they put into these 6-inch figures alone is insane, man.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. I am a big fan of the line. I'm a big fan of Ben Affleck as Batman, as I've said, and I'm really curious to see how they brought him to life. So we're going to take a look. We're going to crack this guy open.
Yes.
First off, though, we're going to take a nice look at this packaging here. We've got, of course, the nice clear window box. Get a good look at the stunning likeness. As we swing it around, you'll see some nice detailing in the panels here. Cool little Justice. I love the Justice League logo they did. I think it's really cool. Very subtle. And then we swing it around. Some nice little detail. A couple action shots that you can, of course, recreate. And there's the figure itself. So it's very cool. And we'll crack it open.
I don't know what it is, and I don't know if it's just me, but there's something about this packaging that reminds me of like the old school 70s toys, you know what I mean? Like, not exactly Migos, but the way that like the window looks and everything. Just kinda...
I think that might be you.
It's just me, man. I don't know. I'm not saying that it looks like Migos packaging. It just kind of reminds me of like that aesthetic with the window and the fact that it's just a box with a window. You know what I mean? I guess I'm just bugging out. I don't know.
I think you might be bugging out a bit there. So now we crack it open, and we do see some really cool stuff in here. Now I'm going to be super careful about this because there's tons of small accessories that are going to be flying all over the place if I'm not careful. So
A lot of hands.
a lot of hands. So we pull out the figure, and he looks incredible. They do this nice little slipcase for the cape. We'll just take that off.
Ooh, it's not a plastic cape.
It's not. It is
Yes.
a cloth cape.
Yes.
And, okay, well, so first off, let's get a nice, good look at him as he stands. And he also immediately stands. I love pointing that out on figures. I like when a figure stands out of the packaging. No stand needed. He's already good. But we're going to do a quick turnaround here. And as we do this turnaround, we're going to take a look. You'll see this very cool likeness. Some great articulation. I love articulation on figures. That's super important to me, and SH Figuarts always delivers.
Yeah, they never ever slack on articulation.
But the cape, now here's what makes me happy. First off, the cape has these nice little, and I'll show it off, these nice little wire appendages so you can actually bend it and sculpt it. But what I really like, and this is a nice detail that they didn't have to do, is they actually put in some little grooves here on here. So that means that the cape is going to more dramatically fall when it's coming off of the Dark Knight. And I think that's super important. Because if you got, you know, you when you're a kid, you take like your towel, you wrap it around your shoulders. It doesn't really fall very cool.
I still do that.
Because it's a flat piece of fabric. When you have a cape, you need to have like a dramatic weaving of the fabric, and they do that with this figure here, which means that when it bends, you can actually see how it grooves into itself. So I love that. I think it's super cool.
That is so awesome.
So
he looks incredibly intimidating too, man. Like,
oh yeah, well
Ben Affleck.
that's Ben Affleck, man.
Batfleck.
He's branding people.
Yeah.
He's like throwing them out of windows. He threw what in Batman v Superman? He threw a crate into a guy's head. This is not a Batman you mess with.
I remember that.
That
scene.
was brutal. This guy looks like he will mess you up. And one of the ways he'll do so, good segue, is we've got the Batarang here, and I really like, this is tiny. I mean, if I were to put it this way, you guys couldn't even see it. It becomes suddenly invisible because this thing is so tiny and so thin, and that's a really cool detail. But oh man, it looks like he's got fists in, so we're gonna have to swap out one of those hands.
Oh boy.
So he comes with a variety of different hands, and it looks like this one is specifically made, pop that off, to hold a Batarang. It is actually, it has a little Batarang groove.
That's pretty cool, man.
I love stuff like that. Trying to get it in.
I like that they still kept the texture of the suit too. Like, instead of just putting a flat gray, they added like little ripples within the suit too, so that you can see So it can give off that vibe like this dude's wearing something. It's not just plastic, you know what I mean?
Admittedly, there we go. Cool. And then boom, slide in the Batarang. Easy as can be to get the Batarang into the hand. I will say that it was a touch difficult to get it the hand in, but that's because it's such a secure joint, and I really appreciate that. And then look, without even having to put in that much effort, we've got a good pose, we've got a good looking figure, and some great stuff.
That is very impressive. I like that they kept the gold on the boot and on the gauntlet as well. So if you look really close at the knuckles, you can see the little bit of gold paint applications as well as on the boot. Which is a cool little detail that they added to the movie, because that's not necessarily something that we've ever seen in the comics, but you know.
Well, but he's had so many different looks. I mean, I remember one of the things with the Christian Bale design that he wore in the Nolan movies was he had a lot of bronze.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's weird, that's different, but it works for the world of that movie. And I really like the design that they go here. I like that he's got a couple different changes to the color scheme.
I just really appreciate the gray, man. I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
That's really impressive to me. I don't know why, but it's awesome.
Now you'll see here that I have spread out a couple of his accessories. He does come with 6 alternate hands, plus the 2 that he's already got on his arms. That gives him 8 total, which is really cool. So he's got 8 different hands that you can pose him with, which, you know, you do your math, you do your tables, you can break it down. That's going to give you a ton of different combinations. That's going to give you like 30 different combinations of different hands, which is awesome.
Seriously.
Then he comes with the different accessories. He comes with his grappling gun. He comes with little capsules here,
which looks great,
which is super awesome. And that's not even to look. We can go through and we can talk about all this articulation. He's got double jointed knees. He's got an articulated ball joint ankle. He's got a toe joint.
That's awesome.
And I love stuff like that. That's the stuff that gets me excited, because that's the stuff that means that he's going to be able to reenact every single pose.
They hid that joint really well too, so it's not like you can like just look at the feet and be like, oh, look at that little hinge right there.
One of my favorites is right here. This is actually one of my favorite joints in any action figure, and a lot of old Marvel Legends used to do this, is right here, this pectoral joint, where it actually enables his shoulder to really move forward and back to give you a bit more of a dynamic thing, because you move your arm, it goes like this, and it opens up your chest, and you can actually replicate that with the figure, which is great. And it also allows you to kind of bring him in, and you put him in for like a low fight pose, and he actually looks like he is ready for the fight.
Damn, he looks so cool. Oh my god.
Yeah, I love it. And if you don't have a stand and you're worried about posing him, you know, you can put out the cape a little bit, and that actually helps give it a little bit more balance, even though it's just touching on it, but that little bit does help. And I think it's super awesome.
Absolutely, man. You could even put this in scale with your like Mattel DC figures.
Yep, it's all very comparable, and it's a really fantastic figure. It's $59.99, so it doesn't break your bank. It's a nice investment. It's a good figure,
definitely,
but it's not crazy, you know. You're not spending hundreds of dollars, so if you've got a bit of a budget, it is a very good decision to pick up this figure.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, and that's it. I mean, we've talked about a whole lot of things with this figure. It is absolutely amazing. I'm a big fan of what Ben Affleck has done as Batman, and I'm very excited to see what the future of the DC extended universe holds. So come by, pick up a great figure, and immortalize this moment in DC history.
Please.